afternoon. My name is Irene Carpio de Torres. I'm going to present something very special for you today. So I'm going to start sharing my screen so that way we can follow what we are going to do today. And then just at the end, I'm going to put the link if you want to have it. I didn't have time because I just came out from the other session, but I'm going to share the link as soon as we finish before we finish our session. So what we are going to talk today is transforming recyclable materials into art, recycled material into art. And this is what we want to do. We want to start using recyclable materials. And because this festival is about art, I thought that was something very special that we could do, especially for our children. We really want to encourage them to use them in different ways. So what I have for you today is, in this time that we are going to be together, I want to share a little bit about me. I'm going to tell you about the skills that art develops. We are going to talk about recyclable materials, and then we're going to do an activity that is with cereal boxes. And then I'm going to show you ideas, and of course, I'm going to give you some resources that you can take and find more. So first of all, I want to talk and tell you a little bit of who am I, or what I do. Well, I'm a preschool teacher, and I have been doing this for more than 20 years. I have my bachelor's degree in child and adolescent studies from Cal State Fullerton, and it's been like my passion working with children. I have worked for Santa Ana Unified School District for 15 years, and since I was hired, I have been teaching in a community-based site. That is something very unique because this is the only one that the district has that is not in a school site. We work in an apartment complex, so that makes this site very unique. And then because we are talking about art, I really believe that art is the opportunity that we give our children to explore and communicate. It's really a way that they can express themselves. And we always have like a quote that is special. And I really like this one quote on education from Albert Einstein, that it says that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Because we as teachers, that's what we want to do. We want to train their minds. We want them to think, to solve problems, and really not learn facts or find somebody to answer question for them. We really want them to think. So that really is something that for me is very important. So now I want to talk a little bit how art develops many skills in our children, and there are 5 skills that really I think are the most important. The first one is the creativity. We say that is able to think, and how the children make things completely different is when we say it's just thinking out of the box. It's trying to do something that nobody else have done before. Then is the confidence. That's really how they believe in their abilities, how they can really feel confident of the things that they do. And that's what we want really do, and art helps them to develop that. Then the third one would be problem solving. And we really want them to promote reasoning and understanding in a way to solve the problem that they encounter when they are doing different things. Then is focus. That is really how we can improve the abilities for them to concentrate. We always say focus, focus, concentrate so they can finish their task. But then art can help with this. And then I think for me, one of the most important is the perseverance, because it's really a skill that we achieve that is going to be for life. When you really work and do things again and again and again, that means that you are going to be more skillful, and then you are going to have a better technique in whatever things you do. So that's something that we really want to encourage children to get. And then, but you will ask yourself, so how do I know that my child is just developing those skills? And it's things that you can observe how they act, and the way that you can see how develop creativity is when they initiate new ideas. They express their ideas in unique ways. They seek how to make things completely different from somebody else, from their peers or brothers and sisters, or they use the materials in a different way or with a different purpose. Then how do we know that they develop confidence? Just because they take initiative, they volunteer to say things and share their ideas. They walk, something as simple as walking with their head high or smiling on their face, that shows that he or she is more confident. And then of course they are willing to do new things and try new things, and they really feel very comfortable when they are around people that they don't know or they usually see very frequently. So that's also a way to see that they are really confident. And then the part of this developing the problem solving skills, that's very important, because the way that we can see that is how they approach a problem and how they can really see excited because they have a challenge and they really want to find a solution for that. So they are going to analyze the problem, and of course probably they are going to ask questions and find a little bit more. And then of course is when they try different things, different ideas, until they found the solution. It will be a trial and error. So they are going to try something, and if it doesn't work, they are going to try something different until they really find the solution. And then the way that they develop this focus or the concentration is something as simple as making eye contact. Is something, or listening attentively, that you see that they are listening. That means that their concentration is getting better. When they respond to a question, understanding what you have asked. And then of course when they are able to focus on a task. It doesn't matter what is going around in their surroundings, somebody walking or music. So that way they are going to continue doing in whatever they are is their goal. And then developing perseverance is just it doesn't matter the mistakes. For them, mistakes is an opportunity to learn. They don't give up easily. They just really want to try again, again, again. And then they believe that those goals that they have, they can do it. It doesn't matter if they have a challenge. So these five skills, they are very important, and they can achieve them, of course, with your support. So another question or another thing that I wanted to touch with you was is about the recyclable materials. Why do we should use them? And I think, well, of course, we all know that is because it's beneficial for the environment. So I think that's one of the key factors. And then, of course, because we can use those materials, extending the life of those materials, we can reduce the amount of waste. That is something that we hear every day, that we want to take care of our planet. And then of course promotes that one of the skills, that is the creativity in the children. So we have just a big variety of things that can be recyclable. So today we are going to make two things. Yesterday, this was like also we did something similar with the recyclable materials. We used egg cartons, and we did a bouquet, and then we did a garden and mobile garden. But then in this opportunity, I wanted to use something that every day probably your child looks after. That is the cereal boxes. So that's why we are going to use them. And we are going to make a card and a puzzle. So those will be our activities for today. But I choose the cereal boxes because they also have a lot of another benefits. That is the emerging literacy. And that's something very important, because I'm sure that uh, your child is they know the cereal boxes without reading the name, because they look at the pictures, the colors, or the shapes in the box. So they already know. So this recognition is called environmental print. And this print is what we have around us, around our world. And it's use logos and signs. So that's why they know McDonald's, they know Target. Not because they can read those signs, but it's because they just identify those logos and they know what that means. So those logos and signs, they really have a great meaning for them. And we want to take advantage of that. So let's just begin then with the first activity. The first activity, it will be a card, as I was telling you. So what you need is a cereal box. You see, so I have it here ready. Then you need construction paper, for them the different colors, markers, scissors. But what I want you to be clear is that the card, it doesn't have to be this way. The card is just simple an idea that it can be shown to the children, but the idea is they can make it their own. That they are going to use different colors. They can use different pieces of paper. Probably they can color. They can paint it. They can put stickers. So the idea is that they come up with ideas that make that card very special. So the way that you can do it is you're going to start by just with the ruler, just tracing a square in the card, or probably could be a circle if they want. It's just you can also play with them with the shapes. So you trace it and then you cut it. The way is I just put the scissor in the middle, open a hole, and then I just start cutting and then cutting around the edges that I trace. After that, you can cover, as we were saying, with the construction paper, or that you already made the same shape on it, or paint it, and then you can glue it, and then you can cut circles with different colors, or probably you can use the lids for the milk or for the drink to put it as wheels. um, they can use markers to decorate and write their names of if they know, make different things, or probably they want to use something to make a circle like the steering wheel. So this is something that is very unique for them. My only suggestion is on the bottom of the box, don't put anything, because if they want to slide that on the carpet or on the floor, it will be easier if you put something in here. So that's always on the top or to the side, of course, but in the bottom, it will be better if it's just like this, because it will be it's going to be slide smoothly on the carpet. And then the next activity that I want to share with you is something that is related with what we were talking about literacy and start learning about the letters. It's just making a puzzle. It's as simple as that, but they have a lot of benefit for them. So it's just like their favorite cereal box. So it's just cutting the front. So that's what we need. So it will be, scissors and markers, and then you just cut it, the front piece, and then with the ruler in the back of the cereal box, in this part over here, you are going to trace lines. You are going to put, it could be in many ways. It could be triangles, it could be squares. For the beginners, for the little ones, we can only cut it in 4 pieces, and then later on we can cut more and more. That way they can practice. And then after that, if your child know how to cut, or he's practicing, this will be also a good idea for them to do it. So I just cut those lines so they come in pieces. And then after that, you can put it in a Ziploc bag. So that way they always have it handy so they can use it. And then, of course, it's trying for them to put them together again. And that also helps with the visualization. So they are going to see something that was put apart. Now they are going to put it together as a whole again. So that's also a very important skill that they need also to read. So for that reason, you also make different shapes that you can talk about the shapes. And then, as I was telling you, as they progress and they finish, you can, and they are master, they are doing faster, and they can, you can play together like a game, trying to make like a competition. Let's see how fast can we do it now. And if you see that they did it, then is when you can cut more and more pieces to put a little bit more of challenge. So that's also a great idea. And of course, practice the letters. What are the letters that you see? There is a letter that is in your name. So they start recognizing those letters. And then you can tell them, look, this is the name of the cereal that you like. So that way they are going to start making those great connections. And then here I have and there is so many ideas that you can find to use with recyclable materials. It's not only to make art, it's also to do a little bit of science where they can just explore to see how things like a ramp, how things can go down, if it's smooth, or if it's like an egg carton, how long it will take. So, and they can find the solution that we were talking, problem solving, if it doesn't get the way that they really want it. Or practice the fine motor skills, that those are little muscles in their hands that it will help them to write. Or why not create a robot or a monster? Uh, and I found this a very creative activity, because these are what they call magnet tiles. So they are magnets. So if you put the piece on the magnet, it will be easier for them to connect to, and they can put it also on a board. So that will help them also make the puzzle. They can make cards. They can build like a parking lot. And then why not with this, with the jars, just making, the gallon of milk or the juice. Why not to make it a place to organize the crayons, and of course by color, that it will be another good skill for them, that is classifying, that is also that they need that. That is a very important math skill. And then probably you will know that now we find everything on the web, but it's also very important where to get the information. You have to make sure that information that you are searching is valid, that is a trustful site. Um, and the way that you can navigate is, of course, because you want to get more information about art, if this is the case, learn how childs develop. But also, this is something that I really want to address, is when you go to the web page to get ideas, just make sure that it doesn't have to be the way that it shows on the picture, that it's going to have a different result, because that's what we want, to get their own, that is just how they are going to, that idea, they are going to transform in something that they really like. And then, of course, we want to encourage creativity. And then I'm sure that you know about the Pinterest. Is a place where they place so many ideas, and you only have to search the bar for something that you want, and then you will have endless ideas that you can look for whatever you want. Then I also give you another page that is, it talks about art and children, that is how educational art activities and how they can benefit for that. So it's also that you can have more information. And then for this, that is the organization, the National Association for Young Children, that is have an article very important, that I think that is to have a great resource, that it talks about process focus, that is not the product, the result is how you process, how the process helps the children to develop. So this is a very good article, and I wish that you could read it. And then here there are more ideas about emergent literacy. So what that really means. You see, or the environmental print. So that's something that you can also find. So these are resources that you can look and get more information. But I want you to remember three things about art that I think are the things that you can take away from this workshop. And is that the art is experience that is a child's choice. This, he or she is the one that is going to take that, to decide what he wants to do. Probably you can give them the materials. Let's see what we can do. And then, of course, he's going to take that initiative, how he will do it. Then the second one is just remember that art is unique and original. There are no two pieces that are the same. And that's the wonder, and that's the beauty of art. And then the third one, that is, there is not a right or wrong way to explore and create. They can have their own way to do it, and it will be right because it's right for them. And then this is probably the question that you also can have. What is important about art? We want to know. And then it's what I was saying before. The process, the important thing is that it's the process, the product. The process is all the thing that he or she has to do to get to that product. And then in that way, he learned so many things. He used his hands. He was solving problems. He was being creative. He was asking questions, and he was trying be perseverance. He was doing it again. So that's why we see that process, like really the success of what he did. But we have to be very careful, because sometimes we only focus on the product, and then at the end we say, oh, look, that doesn't look good, I don't like it, it's just like it doesn't have good colors, you put this in this way. So we, instead of encouraging them, we are criticizing them. So they, next time, probably they don't want to try, because they are going to see and say, oh, my mom or my dad, they didn't like it, or somebody laughed at what I did. So the best way to address, even though, because of course it's not going to look like the picture or the activity that you thought that it's going to be, to, to propose, but it's just a way to avoid those criticizing them, is just by describe what they did. So, oh, I see that you use the red color to do this. Oh, I see that you put this in this way. I see that you use the circle to be something else. You see, so that way they want to try, because they are going to see that they really, oh, my mom really noticed what I did, and that's going to build also in their confidence, that at the end is what we really want, that they feel confident with the things that they do. And then with this, I wanted to leave you with this quote from Pablo Picasso, a great artist, because he said that every child is an artist. And I really believe that. The same as we also are artists, but sometimes we are very hard on ourselves, because we want to see perfections. We want to see like it looks like somebody else's piece of art. And then we forget that art is unique. So I think he was right when he said that. And I really believe that every child that we have is an artist. So with this, I just want to thank you for coming to this session. I really do having the time on a Sunday to come and listen a little bit about art. And if you have any questions, you only have to email me. And then, of course, I'll be more than willing to help you. So if you have any question right now, I have time to answer if you need more information. So just please let me know.